Gather round, all you bookworms and film fanatics. We're about to dive into the whirlwind that is the movie adaptation of The Idea of You. Now, if you haven't immersed yourself in the pages of this novel, let me paint you a picture. It's a story that dances with themes of love, aging, human connection, and a woman's midlife sexual awakening. The protagonist, Soline, a 40-something art gallery owner, finds herself in a passionate love affair with a young pop star. Oh, the scandal, the drama, the romance. The book's author, Robin Lee, has fearlessly explored a narrative often dismissed as fluff, challenging the literary world's bias against women's art. She's crafted a story that is as complex as it is compelling, making us question our perceptions of love and age. And now, the anticipation is building as this powerful narrative is set to make its grand entrance onto the silver screen. Yes, you heard it right. The whispers have turned into roars, and The Idea of You is getting its own movie adaptation. The anticipation surrounding this news is as palpable as the tension between Soline and her young lover in the book. Will the movie capture the essence of Soline's midlife awakening? Can it portray the complexity of their unconventional relationship? And most importantly, will it make us swoon as the book did? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We all know the age-old debate that follows any book-to-movie adaptation. Will the movie live up to the book's reputation, or will it be another case of the book was better? Only time will tell, my friends. Let's face it, no movie adaptation gets away without a few tweaks and changes, and The Idea of You is no exception. Now, we're not insinuating that the filmmakers will pull a Cyrano and transport our characters to a different century, but let's be honest, we've seen stranger things. Oh, remember when The Great Gatsby decided to sprinkle a little Jay-Z into the roaring 20s? Now that was a surprise. How about we put on our speculation hats and take a wild guess at what changes might be in store for The Idea of You? Perhaps they'll play up the age difference angle a tad more for dramatic effect? Or maybe they'll tone down the heroine's sexual awakening to avoid the dreaded NC-17 rating. The possibilities are as endless as the number of times we've reread the book. Let's also consider the themes of the book. The Idea of You is not just a love story, it's a tale of self-discovery, aging, and pushing societal boundaries. It's a celebration of women and their experiences, unapologetically told. Will the movie be able to convey these themes with the same intensity and depth? Or might we see some themes amplified while others are muted in the name of cinematic appeal? And let's not forget, just as the costumes in Cyrano told a story of their own, the cinematic elements in The Idea of You could add a whole new layer to the narrative. Imagine the use of color to depict the heroine's journey, or the score setting the tone for those heart-wrenching moments. But remember, folks, change isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it enhances the story in ways we couldn't have imagined. Who knows, we might even end up liking the movie better than the book. Yes, we said it. Don't throw your popcorn at us just yet. Whether we're ready for it or not, change is coming, folks. Buckle up. Ah, the age-old question. Who will play our beloved characters on the big screen? It's like trying to find the perfect blend of coffee beans. One wrong choice and the whole cup leaves a bitter taste. Imagine, if you will, Chris Hemsworth cast as our sophisticated 40-year-old heroine. Now, don't get me wrong, Hemsworth is a fine actor, and quite the sight for sore eyes, but can he really capture the essence of a woman's midlife sexual awakening? I think not. Unless, of course, he's been hiding some impressive acting range under that Thor hammer. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Meryl Streep, a phenomenal actress, no doubt. But even with all her acting prowess, I'm not sure she'd be able to pull off playing the 20-year-old love interest. I mean, Streep is ageless, but that might be pushing it just a tad. Jokes aside, casting is the linchpin in the adaptation process. It's a delicate balance of finding actors who not only physically resemble the characters, but can also bring them to life with authenticity. It's about capturing the subtle nuances, the quirks, the emotional depth. It's about finding someone who can walk in the character's shoes, not just wear their costume. And let's not forget the added pressure when casting a beloved book character. There's a pre-existing image, a preconceived notion of who that character is, etched into the minds of every reader. It's like trying to hit a bullseye on a moving target, blindfolded while riding a unicycle. Casting directors, we salute you. You're the unsung heroes, the ones who weave together the fabric of the story with your casting choices. You're the ones who give our beloved characters a face, a voice, an embodiment. But let's cut our actors some slack, shall we? They're merely vessels, bringing to life the vision of the director, the writer, the casting crew. So remember, no matter who gets the role, it's not their fault if they don't look like the character you pictured in your head. If fans can be a movie's best friend or worst enemy, let's see what they're saying about the idea of you. Now, we all know that the moment a book gets a movie deal, the fan base splits into two factions. One side is thrilled at the prospect of seeing their favorite characters come to life, while the other side is already mourning the loss of the book's original essence. The movie hasn't even hit the screens yet, and the drama is already Oscar-worthy. Take a moment and imagine the online forums. They're filled with predictions, debates, and more conspiracy theories than you'd find in an episode of The X-Files. Some fans are over the moon, already planning premiere night outfits inspired by the book's cover. Others, well, they're preparing for the end times, convinced that Hollywood will butcher their beloved story. It's a reality as old as cinema itself. The moment a book is optioned for a film, the fans become film critics, casting directors, and screenwriters all rolled into one. They have expectations as tall as a Hollywood sign, and bless their hearts, they're not afraid to voice them. Now, the pressure on the Idea of You movie is as thick as a Southern accent. The fans have their hopes pinned on this adaptation. They're not just expecting a movie, they're expecting a cinematic masterpiece that encapsulates every emotion they felt while reading the book. A tall order, don't you think? But here's the thing. Movies are a different beast. A book allows you to meander through the narrative, savoring every detail. A movie, on the other hand, is a galloping horse. It has to condense hundreds of pages into a couple of hours. Some details will inevitably be left out, and that's okay. It's not about being a carbon copy of the book, it's about capturing its soul. Will the movie meet fans' expectations, or will it be a popcorn-throwing disaster? Stay tuned. Let's put on our prediction hats and see what the future holds for the Idea of You. Now, I'm no psychic, but it's fun to make a few educated guesses, don't you think? So let's get started. First off, the movie's reception. If the book's popularity is anything to go by, we can expect a wave of fans rushing to the theaters. But remember, book-to-movie adaptations are a tricky business. They can be a hit like The Godfather or, well, let's not mention The Misses. But we're keeping our fingers crossed for The Idea of You to knock it out of the park. Now, on to potential plot twists. How about this for a curveball? Our protagonist takes a detour from her midlife awakening and decides to become a rock star herself. Or, in a shocking turn of events, she discovers she's got a secret twin. All right, I might be getting carried away. But hey, in the world of cinema, anything's possible. And let's not forget about unexpected cameos. Wouldn't it be a hoot if the author, Robin Lee, made a surprise appearance? Maybe as a wise, sage-like character who dishes out advice at the most unexpected moments. Or even better, as a hard-rocking fan at one of the concerts. As for sequels, well, that's a tricky one. The Idea of You is a standalone novel, but if the movie is a hit, who knows? Maybe we'll see our protagonist navigating the chaotic world of music in The Idea of You, the Encore, or exploring new horizons in The Idea of You, the World Tour. And that's a wrap. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss any updates on my channel. Join our community of book and movie enthusiasts as we delve into the world of The Idea of You. Let's share our thoughts, theories, and dreams for the future. Together we can make these sequels a reality. Thanks for watching, and remember, dreams do come true.